So here's the deal, guys. Yesterday I was passing by my old chart of XRP from 2019-2020 that I was using for trading and even accumulating XRP when I was very interested in this coin, and I found out some interesting macro trend lines that have left on this chart, and they can be very useful, and they work much all of the time, almost all of the time, precisely. So namely, this chart helped me to find out these cycles in 2021, the top of the XRP and the reversal point. So definitely we have to pay attention to this one too right now, when the market is in the bear market, almost on the bottom, as we can assume. But I think nobody of you know how I got into crypto. It wasn't because of Bitcoin. It was in 2017, the end of 2017, the beginning of 2018, and it wasn't the Bitcoin that caught my attention, but the Ripple, how it pumped here from 27 cents to $3+ I was eager to jump into it too, but at that time I didn't have any money. I was a student and I didn't have any money to invest, so I had to wait for before I have some money for my first deposit. And I guess that is why I have become a little bit lucky, because if I did have money at that time, I would probably buy somewhere here at the highs, because I didn't know anything about trading then, about the market structuring, the macro analysis, nothing. It was the whole 2018 when I was studying how to trade first, like everybody else, um, making some mistakes, and I was looking to rebuy XRP, expecting it to go higher like Bitcoin or something else before I was able to find out how the market really works, how the inflow outflow transfers between the assets, and from the buyer to seller, from this serious big money and smart money, and the retail traders and investors. So basically, at that time, even at that time when I wasn't that qualified to trade it or make any predictions or proficient buys, I understood some regularities on this chart of XRP. What I understood, that it was this regularity that each time XRP went down significantly and found some um, consolidation here, consolidation, it would pump back at least to 50% of the previous high. Yeah, so basically after we had this high here around $1, understood, and we dumped heavily after this one into this zone, and this was actually my safe zone. All the time in the 2018 2019, I perceived this 25-cent zone as the very safe zone for the long-term investment in XRP, because I knew it is going to pump from it. As you can see, we even dived under it, but even though we went significantly lower, we recovered back to that zone, and it was my safe zone, and it remains the same safe zone for me until now. So it is the zone where if you buy, you won't lose your money. This is my my golden level where you have to buy XRP. So, and it remains until now. So basically, after we marked this high here, lower high, and the price dumped to my safe zone, I was buying here on spot. It was in 2018, and was expecting the price to get back and at least 50% from this high, and it worked every time. Next time we are dumping 50%, we are recovering, and the same is here. dumping to the safe zone. I'm buying here spot, and 50% from these highs recovering. So this is how I traded it when I was only beginning to learn and understand the markets in 2018, when all the market was dumping heavily. It was a bear market. So after that, when it was the end of 2019, 2020, XRP fell to 10 cents, 10, 11, 14 cents, whatever. So basically, what did I do then? It was December of 2019, and I was recommending all of my friends to buy XRP at 17, 18 cents. I don't see it here. Yeah, somewhere here. It was here, and I was recommending everybody to buy it here. I thought it is a safe space to buy, and I was predicting that it's coming to 35 cents within a year. And as you can see, it marked this level precisely. These trend lines and range lines, they worked perfectly and got rejected here back. But it was the price that I recommended everybody to buy, as long as I was recommending to buy BNB at that time too, for the longer term. So after that, we came back to 12, 11 cents, but shortly after that, we started the recovery, and then the ride for the XRP has begun. A lot of people during those times, they were, these stories about the XRP army and about the conspiracies that are lurking around this asset. Most of the people do not like it, do not believe it to be a cryptocurrency, in a classical understanding of the cryptocurrency as of decentralization and other stuff. And a lot of people believe in it, and they believe that it can reach even $10, $100 for XRP. But I never believed in XRP to reach even $10, at least in the coming, 10 years or 8 years, since 2018. Why? Because basically this is the extensive supply of the XRP coins. Dozens of billions of XRP coins. Not a single asset at this time have reached $10 or even reached higher than 350 with that kind of supply. Even those assets with 10 billion coins supply, they never reached more than $3.50. Some gaming coins on the hype, they reached a little bit higher, but that is more like an exclusion, I guess. So basically, what are we seeing now? All this time, when I was suggesting my friends to buy here at 18 cents, I was expecting the price to come where? To this resistance, this global trend line that we had. It was an obvious one. This was our previous lower range. You can call it the ignition, the genesis range, when we started to build some parabolic formation, after which, and as you can see, each time we respected this trend line as support, and from it we pumped heavily into the moon. So definitely this was a top priority trend line that is going to work, whether you like it or not, and we were supposed to reach it sooner or later. So as you can see, it turned out precisely. We reached this resistance line, this trend line, and we even abruptly broke it and even held above it. But this was already the logically, this was the distribution between this high and this trend line. It held until we distributed all the coins here. It was obvious here for me, and from the market analysis, macro market analysis. And as you can see, this kind of trend line also marked some kind of reversal. As soon as we lost it and dived under it, the bullish market has ended, and we already retested it only as resistance many times here. But this previous, and a lot of people have lost faith in this asset already. I know that a lot of people that I knew before that were shilling XRP and were believing in it to make an all-time high, they see right now that it didn't renew its all-time high, and they lost faith in it. Why bother and invest in such an asset that didn't perform well during such an extreme, parabolic and fast bullish market, ascending market? So definitely they have a point, but also there are some other issues here that have to be kept in mind. First of all, it's fundamental. This is the lawsuit against the of the SEC towards the XRP, the Ripple company, and of course the listings of this. And we had these turbulences here when we, after this pump, it retested its global trend line here precisely, and started the ride again. But for me, this from the technical analysis perspective, this chart is priceless. Why? Because of this pump and this marking of the lower high, it tells me that we are building this precise triangle, and we are getting smashed into a narrow zone here. So let's look at what are we facing here. So basically, we don't know what is going to happen to Ripple XRP, and how the lawsuit is going and the proceedings in that court against the SEC are going to end. But we have some hopes that it goes well, even if they lose. Probably like BitMEX and other companies, they are going to pay some kind of fine, some kind of $100 million, but they have those money and that won't affect them that much. And also there's another fundamental reason. The guy from the team, from the Ripple team that was selling all its whole XRP holdings for all those years, I heard that he already dumped every XRP possession he had. So definitely no pressure at this coin at this moment. So as we can see, what we can see here from this chart and my global trend lines, we can see that we are retesting alongside with the bear market and Bitcoin going lower. We are approaching our global trend line again, and this is a great point for me, in my opinion, to buy. Again, we are approaching my all-time safe long-term investment price of XRP, 25-26 cents. Here we are. So basically, if we get back to it, I don't know, I would start. I'm actually considering to buy XRP again, because somewhere here between 25-28 cents here. If we hold it, we are starting to get back up, retesting this channel resistance. I would definitely sell here, because we will have to get back for at least some kind of retest here, and I would rebuy lower. This zone would be nice, and that would allow me, if it goes according to this plan, I would buy here. It doesn't matter whether we will have a fake out and get a little bit lower. As you can see, we have this a little bit weak lower. We respected these lines. If you go to a lower time frames, you will see that we respected it. But if we want to count also that week too, that will make what? We will get a little bit lower, up to 22 cents. Okay, that wouldn't matter to me in the long run, because even if I buy in the 25-28 cents area and we get back with a fake out to 22, I won't even care. I would hold it, and in the long run that wouldn't even matter. As you can see, we after 25 or 18 cents we marked even 11, and that it didn't matter in the long run here. So the same is going to be here, I suppose. So definitely, if it all goes according to my plan, I'm buying here, holding until we get this, also the long global trend line. This is a trend line of a channel. Resistance, if I see some rejection here and an engulfing red candle on the daily here, I'm dumping it, selling, and expecting the price either to come at least here or ideally into this zone. This is where I would rebuy, and technically I would even almost double my XRP holdings. And I would be lucky. Why? Because we have why the price didn't pump even harder and didn't renew our previous all-time high. First of all, this is the extensive supply, and I don't know how we can break the 330 all-time high on XRP if XRP does either one of these things. If they enact some kind, implement some kind of a burning mechanism of their token, because it is too much of these tokens, or either XRP becomes some kind of reserve currency, because logically, I'm not telling this is going to happen, but we have a lot of conspiracies around XRP. A lot of people were connecting them and finding some proofs that XRP is involved with the Bank of America, with the top fund, American traditional fund with trillions capitalization, Vanguard. And a lot of people were connecting it to the IMF, that it is going to be used by the International Monetary Fund. Nobody knows what is behind it actually, so we don't know what is going to happen. But if you think of it this way, that if you believe that we are heading into the mass adoption stadia phase, and we can see that because the regulators, the traditional representatives of the traditional markets, Wall Street, they are taking the steps into the implementation of the legal framework and regulation towards the crypto. So basically, we have to assume that in the next cycle we already will have the regulation, the legislation in the most top developed countries. So definitely, if XRP also ends its lawsuit with the SEC, usually the companies that have involved in such judicial cases with the regulators, they all usually get close to the regulators. So after that, probably XRP, if it survives and the case is going to end well, they will get closer to the United States companies, top companies, top funds, and they will get more involvement with the United States regulator. And then we can assume that everybody is scared about the CBDC. A lot of people do not consider XRP as a classic cryptocurrency, mainly because it is centralized. So imagine that after the lawsuit, this case, XRP, the Ripple company, comes closer to the regulators, abides all of their regulations, and they become their partner, and they will help them either to create CBDCs, or XRP probably can, we simply imagining here, become some kind of intermediary or some company that is going to work with the governmental financial matters. So basically it is centralized, it is controlled. That is what government wants, and that is what governments always seeks: the control, the centralization. And of course, under these circumstances, hypothetically, the XRP can become some kind of a value on traditional markets and on the crypto market and get another attention. So basically, even with that supply, that would grant us some kind of bullish ride on XRP, and that corresponds to the technical picture on the chart. As you can see, we are heading into this resistance. So basically, if what I am supposing is happening, we get the retest here, maybe with some fake outs, getting back, accumulation, we are getting narrow, and this is the situation where we break this on a fast move, maybe with some retracement and reaccumulation, and we are heading back, and we are already free from this global counter trend line resistance. So we will be nothing is going to stop us now after we break this global counter trend line. You understand? So basically that makes a total sense for me. This is from the weekly perspective what we have here. So this makes a total sense for me, and that is why I think, and we have a perfect target here. We marked this global trend line as support. This was the re-high spot here for us. We retested it here, got rejected again here. It was the global reversal point. So basically the next stop is going to be somewhere here at 230 at least. It is not going to, I think it is not going to be that easy, but it is when we break this global counter trend line resistance, I'm sure that XRP is going to start a parabolic formation, and we are heading to $2, $2.30, $2.40. So I'm expecting this asset to reach, on some news, on some fundamental, of course, as some fundamental support we will reach sooner or later from $2 to $30 to $40 in 2025 2026 period, I guess. These are my expectations. Of course, it is not a financial advice. I never give any. These are just some fundamental thoughts and analysis based on my trend lines and what I see from technical analysis and my experience. So basically, I'm going to buy within this range of 25, 27, 28 cents. Going to see if I see the support here. The reaction is going to happen upon this global trend line. I am kind of sure of it. So when we reach it, there will be my buy order on spot. We will have some reaction, probably will retest it, maybe get for a retest. If we hold it, then we are going, if we break it and dive on a 4-hour on a daily time frame under this trend line, I am dumping it and waiting either when we are going lower, or if we reclaim this global trend line as support. That's it. That's the mechanics that you need to know to be successful here, and I think nobody will lose here. These are my thoughts only. Goodbye, guys.